My friend's boyfriend asked me to join them. This request was sent through a text message last night, and I am still in disbelief that this actually happened. Me, 32, and Amy, 32, have been friends practically our whole lives. We grew up together and our families know each other well. At this point, she's like a sister to me. Amy and her boyfriend Brian, 34, have been together for 6 years. Brian and I have grown to be friends, and we've hung out plenty of times alone just as friends, and Amy has never had a problem with it because it was just a platonic friendship and she trusts both us. Fast forward to last night, I was texting with Brian and he was asking about my plans for Friday night. I told him I was going to stay in and have a few drinks. It was raining heavily and Brian said this was cuddling weather. I agreed because it was. He then proceeded to say that he had something to ask me, but I had to promise not to get mad. He sent me a photo of 3 pairs of feet hanging off the bed from under a blanket and asked me what I thought about it. I sent the confused emoji and he replied asking me if I think this was a fun idea. I was in shock when I finally realized what he meant. I thought maybe I misunderstood. I replied telling him that he better not be asking me for a 3-way. He confirmed that he was, and that shook me. I know that he has asked Amy to add a third before and had already identified a bi colleague of his to do the deed, but Amy wasn't on board with it. I told him I wouldn't do it and asked if Amy was okay with him asking me, and he said that he should ask me himself. I was at a loss for words. Now I started thinking about the past month. We've been hanging out every weekend, the 3 of us, and I had thought that they were just making up for lost times, but clearly he was preparing the road for his request. I was baffled. He kept asking why I said no and that this convo played differently in his head. I told him that I respect their relationship and value our friendship, and that we should stick to being friends and avoid unnecessary drama. He apologized but later asked again if I was sure I didn't want to. I just didn't respond at this point. I was thinking about Amy this whole time. I know her well enough to know that she wouldn't be okay with this idea. I decided I would call her today and talk to her about the whole thing when she was alone. I called her this morning and we talked. Turns out he had run the idea past her and she told him to do whatever he wants, but just know there'll be consequences to his actions. So she didn't actually say yes to it. And all the plans to hang out over the past month was his idea, and she only knew about them when they were on their way to come meet me. I felt bad and told her I was sorry I had no idea. She said it was okay because she trusted me and she knew I'd never agree to something like that. I don't know what this means for their relationship. We have plans for Christmas with other people involved, and I don't know if I should go or not. I value my friendship with Amy more than the one with Brian, and I wouldn't mind losing Brian as a friend, but I could never lose Amy as a friend. Would you have told Amy?